With the Pelicans season starting later this week, now we got to start getting things in motion. Now it's time to talk about the 5 things this team got to let go their way if they want to have a very successful season. And the only way we're going to break this down is on the Pelicans Scoop. Y'all know what to do. Cue my music.
This is the Pelican Scoop with Jordan Kitchens, breaking down everything under the sun about your New Orleans Pelicans. Smash that like button, leave a comment, and subscribe to stay on top of your Pels content. Now, running point, here's Jordan.
What is good, YouTube? Welcome back to another edition of the Pelican Scoop. I am your host of the most, Jordan Kitchens, and ladies and gentlemen, I'm a little upset because I already recorded this video and it had no sound, so now I got to come back and do it again. So I'm a little upset right now, but we got to keep this bad boy rolling because this is not your fault. This is my fault for being stupid. Before we get into it, people been tagging me, sending me the Brandon Ingram stuff, blah, blah, blah. Listen, man, Brandon Ingram's not on the team anymore, so whatever. Like, that don't really concern me. Just be careful what you put out there in the universe, Brand. That's all I'm going to say. Like, what goes around comes around, so, you know, we'll see when the smoke clears where the Pelicans are and when the Raptors are, but I don't know, like, you can say whatever. He's not on the team anymore. So, y'all, trust me. I seen it. Y'all don't got to keep. I got y'all. Trust me. We don't need a video on, okay? We don't need a video on it. But since the season's starting late this week in Australia, them boys is under land under. Steve Irwin, shout out RIP Steve Irwin, man. You know, we got to just clap it up, everybody. You know, if you can talk about RIP Steve Irwin, I ain't going to say clap it up for Steve Irwin. Let's clap it up because we have finally made it to another season. Whatever you're going to use to clap, if it's with your hands or any other things, we're here. You made it. It's another season. Good or bad. We'll see where this season goes. Like, good or bad, I mean, you can kind of feel it in the air a little bit. The Saints ain't giving you nothing. LSU ain't really going to give you nothing. So now all we got is the Pelicans. And our faith is in our faith, whatever you want to call it, whoever you pray to, whatever, is in Zion Williamson, Trey Murphy, Herb Jones, and so silly Willie's hands. In a season where Joe Dumas already came out and said, oh, we don't have any there's no expectation to make the playoffs. Yeah, Polo Joe, shut up. Shut up, Polo. Shut up. I ain't going for that. You don't trade your pick next year because I'll be damned if we hand over a top 10 pick, a lottery pick, to the Atlanta Hawks for free of charge, okay? I'll be damned. So forget all that this is a season of no expectation, that they're just we're going to be balls to the wall. Shut up, Joe. Gotta make the playoffs. I don't care. That's my expectation. So, yeah, my expectation to make the playoffs. Yeah, that's where I'm holding this. Yes, 100%, yes. I have 5 things that I feel like is going to, I'm not going to say make or break the season, but they're going to be very integral and very important. All 5 will be very important to success. All of them. And I think start off this list at number 5. Let's just rip the Band-Aid off. Start off with number 5 is, drum roll, that was a drum roll, luck. Luck. Yeah, I know. You're like, luck? What the hell, Jordan? I thought, luck. They need it. It's a very unlucky franchise, a very unlucky team, but every championship level team has some type of luck involved. Every single one. I know I'm talking championship level team. I ain't saying the Pelicans making a championship run, but you just need, if you want to be good, you got to have luck. And that's what injury luck of guys not getting injured, or a guy gets injured and it looks bad and it's really just like a couple week injury, and he is not a season-ending injury. In that sense, you know, you getting lucky. The refs bailout calls here and there. You know, you get a little bit more free throws in an important game. You know, just luck in that sense. You need luck. Like I said, every championship level team. Like, think about the NBA Finals that just happened. You know, Game 7, all cards on play. Everything's on the floor. Everything. Playing for all of it all. Game 7, Tyrese Halliburton comes back from the calf strain. He's looking okay, and he was frying. He was frying in the beginning of Game 7, and it's looking like, okay, man, the Pacers might give the Thunder a run, and then boom, tears his Achilles. And that's luck on the Thunder's end. Like, they got lucky. I'm not saying that, like, they didn't deserve to be there. They wasn't going to win the game, but that was a lucky event that rolled in their favor. You just need things like that to happen in your favor. I'm not wishing injuries, but I'm just saying, like, in that sense, the Pelicans are going to need some luck. Instead of being on the opposite end of the bad luck, you need some good luck going your way. So that's what I feel like comes out at number 5 is definitely luck this season. And at number 4, I'm going to say it's a little controversial, but I think it would be very, you know, it might not be on everybody's number 1, you know, but I think for me, easily number 4 would be you got to win at home. You got to win at home. Now, you can't look at last year and be like, well, they were better at home than they were on the road. Well, they were terrible last year. They had 14 wins at home. That's 7 wins on the road. So I'm not even looking at that. I'm really more getting about the year you won almost 150 games. that year where you had your most success. You was a way better road team than home team, and I feel like the best teams are. I don't really think they're road warriors. I feel like you need to set up a perimeter around your arena. The blender needs to be where dreams come and die. That's what the blender needs to be. Now, I'm not saying that it got to be prime 2016, 2017 Oracle back in Oakland with the Warriors and it's Warriors. I ain't saying all that, but those gimme games, you got to get those at home. You can't just be dropping games like you losing games to the Trailblazers at home, and like those games got to be gimmies. Now I get it. It's an 82 game season. You're not going to win every damn game. And it's the Pelicans, so they're definitely not going to win every damn game, but those games at home, those got to be like, it can't be Devin Booker comes into the blender 50 burger. De'Aaron Fox comes into the blender 40 burger. Those games can't happen, especially this season. Now they're going to come here and there, great players are great players. But I just feel like this team has to, you cannot slip up at home. In the season where you're in the Western Conference, you're really going to be needing wins. Those little gimme games, and I'm not talking about the big marquee matchup games with, the Lakers come to town or Golden State come to town. I'm talking about, winning those games on a Tuesday night against the Wizards or something like that. Winning those games on a Thursday night in January, Sacramento comes to town. Like, those are the games you cannot be dropping this shit. Those are the games. I feel like those games going to add up in the end. They will. They always do. And you'd be like, oh, well, it doesn't matter that we dropped this Tuesday game against the Grizzlies or something like that. The Grizzlies are a good team, but like the Grizzlies. But in the end, when it's all said and done, those are the games that are going to come back and bite you in the rankings. Like, damn, we should have. If we would have won that game or doing this, like if we would have won this game, we would have had 50 wins. Those are the games, and I feel like this team this year, you gotta win at home. Got to. It's important. It's a key. And at number 3, I pretty much been harping on this all off season, but bench play. The bench has to come alive this year. It has to. Now, it's going to be a far cry from that 2023 year bench when you had Trey Murphy coming off the bench with Dyson Daniels, and you still had Brandon Ingram, Zion. Like you had a little bit more depth. You had quality NBA starters, a defensive player of the year guy, and Trey Murphy, who I feel like will be an all-star one day, coming off your bench. You're not going to have that luxury this year. But at the same time, what is Sadiq Bey going to do? How is Fears going to come along? How is Queen going to come along? Jose, we know we got Jose. Jordan Hawk, I don't know. All right, so many questions around the bench this year. What is Carlos' role? What about Looney? What is there so many what? I mean, we can talk about, Makai Peavy and all these little pieces that Silly Willie's going to have to figure out. But the bench play is going to have to be there, because in this version of the NBA right now, the deeper teams are making the most noise. I mean, we seen OKC was going like 10 deep in the NBA Finals. Like that's unheard of. Usually your rotation's probably, when you're that role, maybe 7, 8. You might be running 7, 8 guys. OKC Daniel's playing 10. So it's like that's the standard. Why I keep harping back on OKC and all this OKC stuff is because they just won a championship. They're the standard right now. That's the standard. It's to mimic them. You got to be like them. You ain't got to be necessarily like them, because you're not going to have Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. You're not going to have Chet Holmgren and all this, and Jalen Williams, and we get the gist. This ain't an OKC glaze fest, but that's why I keep harping on them. They're a deep team. They have depth. The bench play came to play. The Pacers, another team. Cream of the crop. Just made the NBA Finals. Depth. They were deep. You got to have depth. What is this bench going to look like this year? Who is going to step up? Who's going to be the guy? Who's going to be the sixth man? So many questions, and I feel like the Pelicans want to be successful and get to where they need to get to this year. The playoffs, I'm going to keep saying that. The playoffs, you got to have a bench. You got to. It's going to be key in a Western Conference in a long, grueling season to have a bench to back up, because, look, injuries happen. You're going to have guys that sit here and there, but you got to have a guy that's ready to plug and play, ready to go. So what is the bench going to look like this year? I feel like that's going to be extremely, extremely crucial. And at number 2, I have Missi. Yes, Missi's that high on my list. A Missi leap. If Missi has a leap this year, I think people keep trying to sweep it under the rug. I don't think you guys understand how important that is if he has a leap this year, like a legitimate, like, okay, because it was scary in the Summer League. We saw how he looked in the Summer League, and the red flags is like, oh my God, what's going on? This man can't make a layup. Like you can see he added some moves, but you got $50 moves and 10-cent finishes. So it's like, what's going on? Red flags. And then he played, I don't know, I don't want to call it the African League, but it was like, I guess the Olympic qualifiers, whatever. But he's playing back in Cameroon, and I was watching that, and he looked a lot better. Right, he looked a little bit more confident. And then again, but this is not the summer league, so this is actually against other NBA players and other international guys and whatnot. So it's not like he was playing Bobo Joe and Johnny John at the local YMCA doing this. Like, he was actually putting in work against actual comp. It's a big year for him. To me, I'm not saying it's gonna make or break his career, but if he has a leap, that would be, oh my goodness. If Missi can give you a good like 12 points, like I'm talking about a good efficient 12 points, a good efficient 12 with like 11 boards and maybe a block or two. Oh my goodness, hitting his free throws. I'm telling you, man, that would be so crucial. It can literally solidify the front court. And if he's not to say a problem, because I'm not saying Missi got to turn into Joel Embiid or something like that, but if he's just 30% better, if he's just 30% better than he was his rookie year. No, 30 might be kind of low. Maybe I might be doing him a little disjustice, but I don't want to be like 50%. And it's like, damn, that's kind of unrealistic. But y'all get in between that range, between 30 and 50, just that percent tongue twister. If he's that percentage better than he was his rookie year, if he just keep elevating and he doesn't have any type of regression or sophomore slump and all this, it will do wonders for this team. And there's no doubt in my mind. If Missi can give you a solid 12 to 14 points, maybe 10 to 12, like I said, 11, 12 boards, 1 to 2 blocks, hey, I like our chances with anybody. I like our chances. I do. Healthy. Yes, healthy. I like our chances. And speaking of health, let's go ahead and wrap this bad boy up. And coming in at my number one, obviously, your best players gotta play. I told you I'm gonna say that every video. Your best players gotta play 65 games, dog. Your best players gotta be available. Your best players gotta be out there. And I'm not even just talking about Zion. I'm talking about Trey too. I'm talking about Herb. All right, I ain't really worried about DeJounte too much, but they gotta be out there. Trey, Herb, and Zion gotta play. Over 65, all three of them. Got to. Any type of success you want, got to. Starts with them. It starts with them and it ends with them. Simple as that. If they don't reach that, nip it in the bud. That's easily my number one. That these are 5 things that this team has to go their way for this to be a successful season. Number one's easily your best players got to play. I'm not even going to say health. They just got to play. I don't give a damn about, he nicked up and brute. Bro, you got to play over 65, dog. Got to. Look at the best teams. Matter of fact, let's do this right here. Let's look at the best players. Best players in the West. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, 2023-2024, 75 games played. 2024-2025, 76 games played. Like, come on, man. Your best players got to play. If this wants to be a successful season for the New Orleans Pelicans, Trey Murphy, Zion Williamson, Herb Jones, you got to play. Anthony Edwards, he plays over 70 games every year. He played 79 last year. He played 79 the year before that. Anthony Edwards. Let's look at Jokic. Jokic, how many games he played last year? Jokic, 70 games played last year. What else team they got out there? Trying to think of another team. Clippers, James Harden. James Harden played 79 games last year. He played 72 the year before that. So that's just a little sample size. But you get the point. Your best players got to play over 65. No ifs and buts about it. So to end this bad boy, let's talk about the list. So starting at 5, where I feel like coming at number 5, man, easily is luck. Number 4, you got to win your home games. You cannot drop the gimmies at home. Number 3 has to be a bench play. Number 2, if Missi has a leap. If he has a leap, sky's the limit, I feel like. And number 1, easily, your best players got to play. Zion, Trey, Herb Jones, 65 games, all 3. Got to. I just rattled off the names of guys that are playing 70 games. I just need over 65. So y'all let me know down in the comments what you guys thinking. Let me know, please. Because I want to know. Season's coming up. We're playing some Australian team. Can't really scout them too much. We should do what we got to do. We're NBA players. So y'all let me know down in the comments. I've been your host of the most, Jordan Kitchens, and I'm signing out. Peace.